Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope all of you guys are doing well. So, I'm back with another movie review. And today I'm going to be reviewing the follow up to the Guyver, that being the Guyver 2 or the Guyver Dark Hero. This is one of those movies I feel like it has an identity crisis, and that's just my opinion. It's at times it feels like it wants to be a sequel, but at the same time it also wants to be its own separate film. And in this film, we have a group of individuals who are they're this archaeology team who basically are discovering this ship. This ship that has apparently another Guyver, I think, armor, but unfortunately, we do find out that it's broken. And of course, the archaeologists that are on this team are the alien creatures known as, I believe, the Chronos. And of course, we have our main lead, the Guyver himself, and he's at a point where he feels like the Guyver's kind of ruined his life, and kind of has to, is kind of on this adventure, and he comes across this woman whose father's been working on this archaeologist team, and the love interest, of course, kind of finds out about, or not kind of finds out, she's known about the Chronos due to something in the film I'm not going to give away. But nonetheless, I still think it's a fun movie. A lot of people do consider this to be the better film out of the two, but they're both just cheesy, downright fun action films. I do feel like this definitely deserves that, Blu-ray or even 4K treatment. Now, before I was going to do this review, I did some research and found out a little fun fact. So the main lead in this film, I'm hoping he is on here, but I don't think it states it. No. So the main lead in this, who plays the Guyver, he played King Shark in the CW Flash series, and I also think he showed up on Supergirl, I believe. From what I saw on the IMDb page, I know the Flash was. But I didn't realize that he is the voice of Solid Snake. Yes, Solid Snake is the Guyver in this movie. That was pretty cool. To find that out, I thought was pretty interesting. And the fact that he also played one of my favorite DC villains was awesome. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? I'm glad I did the research on that because I thought that was pretty cool. Excuse me. It's always fun to go back and, you watch a lot of new stuff, and then it's fun to go back to older stuff that, kind of fell under the table, because then you realize, oh, I forgot this person was in this. And, a great example I can use is Starship Troopers. Hank, the actor who plays, Dean Norris, who played Hank in Breaking Bad, is in Starship Troopers, as well as the actor who plays Father Gabriel in The Walking Dead. Like, to go back and watch those movies after those actors have been in other things, it's so crazy, but it's also pretty cool, to see. So to find that out, I thought was pretty cool. I do like some of the creatures in here. I thought they were pretty decent. The acting's debatable, I will say that. The film takes place in one isolated area. It's basically, in like the forest. You got these mountains, you got this river, so it's pretty much an isolated area. One of the things I do like one of my favorite scenes, is when he jumps off the cliff, and while he's in midair, he says, "The Guyver," and then the suit comes out, and then by the time the suit, snatches onto him, he's already on the ground. It's like a super speed type of thing. So that's one of my favorite scenes. But nonetheless, it's a fun movie. If you guys are interested in checking it out, I think you can watch it free here on YouTube. I think the second one is available for free. I think somebody has uploaded it. Don't quote me on that, but I believe so, because I think I remember watching it on YouTube. But like I said, just know that it does have some type of an identity crisis. Because, like I said, at times it feels like it wants to be a sequel, but at the same time, it wants to be its own film. And of course, I believe they did replace the actor from the first film. I don't know why some of the actors from the first film didn't return. Chances are that because the film did not do too well. To me personally, I feel like if you knew it was going to be a B type movie, I feel like the film should at least be one of those movies that are limited to theaters. They're not competing against other big Hollywood studio films, and they're kind of the straight to home video releases. I feel like personally that's how a lot of B movies should do. Well, back in that day. Now, today, a lot of them do go straight to home video. But I feel like at that time, I know there was some films that would come to theaters that were really low budget and probably shouldn't have been competing with other big budget films. But nonetheless, we got it. I think it has grown a cult following. I do need to revisit the anime, which will be next on my list. Now, there is a group on Facebook that have been working on homebrew 4K releases, and I believe Blu-ray releases as well. And one of the members worked on the Star Wars trilogy, the original trilogy, with all the unediting and stuff like that, because, of course, as we were hitting some of the special edition DVDs and Blu-rays, everything was redone. The way the lightsabers look, specific scenes. We got the original actor, the Force Ghost, Anakin. The original actor was replaced with Hayden Christensen in the special edition releases. So, yeah, a lot of people want the non-edited original, the way they were intended to be on 4K. So a lot of home brews have been available for that. And then I saw one that somebody was working on Terminator 2, a better release. I think somebody was working on a Blu-ray homebrew release for the two Ewok specials. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm going to try to bring one up about the possibility of a 4K release for like The Shadow and Spawn, but maybe the sequels to the Highlander films, because as of right now, we only have the first Highlander that's available on 4K, and I would not mind picking up a homebrew release of the other films in the franchise. Grind, I'm going to see if somebody can do a homebrew of Grind on Blu-ray, one of my favorite skateboard films. So it's cool to see people doing this, because a lot of films aren't getting physical releases. Grind's a prime example. One of my favorite skateboard films. Great cast. You have the likes of a lot of great names, but you have Adam Brody, you've got Jennifer Morrison, who plays Emma Swan in Once Upon a Time, Bam Margera, Wee Man, Preston, a few of the Jackass members make cameos in that. And the interesting thing is I watched this film on Peacock one night, and the Peacock release is in HD, and it looks amazing. So why don't we have a physical release for it? It is, I believe, under New Line or Warner Brothers. So why can't we get a Warner Archive release for it? That's what I'd like to know. And considering I think we're over the 20-year mark of that movie. Yeah, actually we are. The movie came out in 2003. So we're already over the 20-year anniversary. So why didn't we get a 20-year anniversary release? So that, I feel like homebrews definitely are a great way, because a lot of studios aren't going to release it. I'd rather, and here's a great example, I'd rather buy a homebrew release of the Muppet Babies than sit here and wait for the day that it gets a release, because it probably won't. I think one of the creators stated why it would never hit, streaming, hit some of the streaming services, is because a lot of the footage they used had rights. They got the rights for specific scenes from movies like Star Wars. And of course, in the article I read, that the person said that if even if they try today, the studios are going to ask for big money, and it's going to be pointless. So I do feel like home brews are definitely worth doing. So yeah, so that's going to be my review for the Guyver 2. If you have seen this movie, I would love to know what you think of it. Give me your opinion down below. As of right now, you can pick up the Guyver and the Guyver 2 on DVD, the Warner Archive releases. I think they're going to be around the $20 mark. So definitely keep keep an eye out on when you're doing your research. There's also official releases, I believe. At one point or another, these movies did have official releases, and then when they went out of print, the Warner Archive releases came in. The Guyver does have a Blu-ray release. You have the Arrow video release, and then of course we're getting another re-release, an anniversary release with a 4K release coming as well. There's also a German release that is region free. So the first movie does have a Blu-ray release. Now the Guyver 2, the only way you're going to find it is a homebrew release. So keep your eye out if you guys are interested in these films. If you are like me and you love them, they're so bad they're good. They're just fun movies to pass the time. I love my cheesiness. I'm not gonna lie. I love cheesy movies. There's something special about them. But excuse me. But with that being said, I don't want to make this video too long. I do apologize for everything kind of getting bright. I'm using my window for the lighting rather than using the main light attached to my fan. But yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. I am Film Talk with Mikey, and until next time we'll talk films, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Peace.